If you've ever seen dark spots on your wall, around your AC vent, behind a cabinet, or on your ceiling after a leak, your first thought might be, let me spray something on it and kill it. But here's the problem when it comes to mold, especially what people call black mold, killing it is not the same thing as solving it. In fact, if you handle it the wrong way, you can spread spores through the property, contaminate clean areas, and turn a small problem into a much bigger one. My name is Jefferson Prada with Mold Rid Off, and in this video, I'm going to explain what black mold really is, why bleach is not the answer, what actually needs to happen, and the industry secret that can save you thousands of dollars.
And no, we do not do remediation. We only inspect, test, and give you objective lab-backed answers. That matters, and I'll explain why.
First, let's clear something up. Not every black stain is toxic black mold. A lot of people see a dark spot and immediately assume it's Stachybotrys, which is the species most people associate with black mold. But color alone does not confirm the species. Some mold is black, some is green, some is gray, some is white. And different species can look similar to the naked eye. That's why guessing based on appearance is risky. The only way to know what type of mold is present is through proper sampling and lab analysis that can include air samples, surface samples, or both, depending on the situation. So if someone walks into your home, looks at a spot from across the room, and says, "That's definitely toxic black mold. Be careful." A real diagnosis comes from inspection, moisture readings, sampling, and laboratory results. Now, here's the biggest misunderstanding homeowners have. They think the goal is to kill the mold, but the real goal is to remove the contamination and fix the moisture source. Mold needs moisture to grow. It also needs organic material like drywall, wood, dust, insulation, or other porous materials. And it needs time. If you don't fix the moisture, the mold can come back. If you only spray the surface, you may change the color of the stain, but you haven't necessarily removed the contamination from the material. And if the material is porous, like drywall or carpet, mold can grow into tiny spaces and fibers where surface cleaning may not solve the problem. That's why professional mold remediation is about removal, containment, HEPA filtration, drying, and source control. It's not just spraying something and walking away. Let's talk about bleach. A lot of people think bleach is the magic answer for mold. It's not. The EPA does not recommend using biocides like chlorine bleach as a routine practice for mold cleanup. Why? Because dead mold can still affect people, and the real issue is exposure to the mold particles and contaminated material. Also, bleach can create a false sense of security. The stain may look lighter, but the moisture problem may still be there. The contaminated material may still be there. And if you scrub aggressively, you may release spores into the air. This is especially important if the mold is near your HVAC system, because the AC can move spores from one area to another. So the question is not just, can I kill this spot? The better question is, where is the moisture coming from? How far has it spread? Is it affecting the air? Is it inside the wall, under the flooring, or in the AC system? Now, if you have a tiny surface spot, on a hard, non-porous surface, that may be a different situation than a large area of drywall, a ceiling after a roof leak, or mold around an AC vent. The EPA says small areas, roughly less than about 10 square feet, may sometimes be handled by the homeowner if there are no major water damage issues, no HVAC involvement, and no health concerns. But you should call a professional if the affected area is larger than about 10 square feet. There was significant water damage. The mold is on porous materials like drywall, carpet, or insulation. You smell a musty odor but can't find the source. The HVAC system may be involved. Someone in the property has asthma, allergies, respiratory issues, or immune concerns. You are dealing with a rental, real estate transaction, or insurance claim. In those cases, you don't want to guess, you want documentation. At Mold Rid Off, our role is not to remove the mold, our role is to diagnose the problem. We inspect the property, starting with the area of concern, but we also look for hidden moisture sources. We use moisture meters and thermal imaging to detect moisture patterns behind walls, ceilings, and floors without opening anything unnecessarily. Then, when testing is needed, we collect samples and send them to a lab. Usually, that includes an outdoor baseline sample because mold exists naturally outside. The lab compares the outdoor air to the indoor air. So, if you see what looks like black mold, here's what I recommend. Do not panic. Do not start tearing out drywall. Do not spray bleach and assume the problem is gone. Do not run the AC if you suspect the system is contaminated. Document what you see with photos and videos. Think about the moisture source, leak, roof, plumbing, AC, flood, condensation. Then get a proper assessment before anyone starts demolition. Because once contaminated material is disturbed, the situation can change fast. The smartest move is to understand the problem before trying to fix it. If you're in Florida and you're worried about mold in your home, rental property, office, or a property you're buying, Mold Rid Of can help. We are licensed mold assessors. We test. We don't remediate. You get lab-backed answers with zero conflict of interest. Visit moldridov.com to schedule your inspection. And if this video helped you, subscribe to the channel because we're going to keep explaining mold, Florida law, insurance claims, tenant issues, and what homeowners need to know before spending thousands of dollars. Remember, killing mold is not the answer. Finding the source, testing correctly, and removing it properly is the answer.